Today is April the 30th, 2025, and it's Arbor Day in Wetumpka, Alabama. And we are dedicating 3 individual trees in honor and in memory of some special folks in Wetumpka, Alabama.
I appreciate y'all showing up for this tree dedication. And the thing that, well, it's not the official Arbor Day, but I guess we celebrate it a little different day every year, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But it has been a real privilege for me to be a part of this for, I lose track of time, it's been at least 25 years. And I was approached by, some of y'all may remember, Paul Tyndall. He and his wife Alice were residents of Wetumpka for a long, long time, and I don't know if he was on the council, mayor, or was he on the planning board. Paul was
just the military.
Okay. Well, he approached me many years ago because Wetumpka had entered as far as meeting all the criteria to be recognized as a tree city in the U.S., and they needed a representative to kind of hold a figurehead, a chairman of the tree city committee or whatever. And so I've been the guy for quite a while now, and it's been a real privilege to be a part of planting and dedicating some trees all over the city property. There's trees at Gold Star, there's trees in the softball complex, there's trees at the hospital, trees on city property all over that have been planted in memory of some of our local citizens that have passed. And the one thing I've done every year is I give a brief history of Arbor Day, and I will do that in 1 minute. But before I do that, after today, I'm going to hand this off to Brandon Boone right here. Brandon is a young registered forester. He's an Auburn graduate. He's a native Elmore County guy. Many of y'all may know his mom and dad, Michael and Sherry Boone. But he is a registered forester. He's going to be a newlywed come October. I've known him since he was born. He is very capable, and so after today, I'm going to hand this off to him. Arbor Day. Back in the mid-1800s, there was a gentleman, his name was Julius Sterling Morton. He and his wife lived in Detroit, and they loved their trees and their shrubs and their vegetation. And like many other people at that point in time, they became pioneers and they moved to Nebraska.
Yeah.
When they got to Nebraska, it was pretty vast and open. There weren't a lot of trees, and they missed there. Well, Mr. Morton, he was a journalist. And so he started promoting tree planting at that time it was the Nebraska Territory. And he started promoting that, and through schools, churches, and he approached, I don't know what it was called at that time, but the governor of the Nebraska Territory, and they worked on that. That was in 1854 when he and his wife moved to Nebraska. Well, he worked on this, promoted it through his writings as a journalist, through newspapers and so forth. Then in April 10th, 1874 was the official first Arbor Day that was recognized in Nebraska. And it was estimated that day that there were over 1 million trees planted in Nebraska, which is quite a few trees. And it caught on by other states. So other states started following. And the official Arbor Day, if you look on your calendar or Google it up or whatever, the official Arbor Day is the last Friday in April, which is last Friday. But as I've been a part of this for some time now, due to different things, trying to coordinate with the city and so forth, and other states observe Arbor Day on different dates other than the last Friday in April. And so this year, the date's the 30th. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Pretty cool. And so today, I think we're going to Mayor will dedicate a couple of trees to some citizens. And oh yeah, I had one other thing. I don't have the complete list, but I wanted to just read a few of the names of people. The trees have been planted on city property over the last many years. And you will recognize many of these names, maybe all of them. Billy Skinner, Jack Davini, Jake Strickland, Paul Tyndall, Bill Saley, Dr. Joe Benson, Dr. Ben and Janet Barrett, Watt Jones, Peggy Blackburn, Ann Robinson, Diane Insight, Terry McInnes, Mary Lorraine Goodwin Nelson, George Bloom, Marion Sanford, Coach Jack Ray, and many more. The list is very long. So again, I appreciate you, Mayor, and your staff putting this together and continuing to carry on the tradition of Arbor Day here in Wetumpka so that we can maintain the status of being recognized as a tree city. Thank you.
Ron Moore, thank you for your service over the years and being a part of this. You've done a lot. We've planted a lot of trees over the years. We've had a lot of trees that died that we have to cut down. So we're not planting quite as many trees as we're having to cut down. But we're going to stay up on it and we're going to get there. But this is a great turnout. This tree right here is significant for a lot of reasons. That this young man fell in love with Wetumpka. He was in the military, had an opportunity to purchase this building, and he ran us about half crazy over a period of time. We didn't know what he was doing, but he took his time to put this together like he wanted it, and he did a great job, had a very successful business here, and he was a pleasure to work with. He was always very positive. When he came and shared with me that he was looking at doing a food truck, and I think he eventually bought a truck, and never did get it out on the road working. But he was a unique person, and the fact that his wife here and the family have continued with the business, this business means a lot to the redevelopment of downtown. We put together a plan some years ago, and I remember sharing with Richard that plan, what we wanted to do, how we were going to do it, and the length of time it would take to do it. But he did his, he put all those pennies on the floor in there and everywhere. But this has been a unique business, gets a lot of attention from people who come here, for people who live here, but with visitors that come here. And we still get many visitors that come to our city. So we're so happy for that. I'm not going to read this Bible to you, but you need to read it. This tells about Richard, and it tells exactly who he was, what he was, and what his family meant to him, and his faith, that he believed in hard work, and this is evidence of that hard work. So he left us much too early, but he did leave his mark here. I had a Sunday school teacher who shared with me many years ago, little group of young men, and he told us, he said, you're going to leave your mark in this world, whether it's a good mark or a bad mark, you're going to leave a mark. Richard Rogers left a good mark in the city of Wetumpka. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate you folks for coming and allowing us to do this. So this tree right here He saw this tree, and now this tree is dedicated in honor of him and his memory. So thank you so much for coming today. And we're going to move on to the next tree is going to be Don Sawyer up on the other end of town. So thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
Did you want to speak? I have. I want to speak. I did.
No, no.
I did. All right. So the Air Force brought Richard and his family to Alabama. They found their home here in Wetumpka. Richard loved the history and the people of the town. He brought his dream of the deli to life. Cancer took him from us way too soon, but I want to thank you for the city for the dedication to our son.
That's your son.
It's my son, yeah.
That's your daughter. Okay.
And we've got his grandmother and his aunt and a niece or cousin here today too. So thank you.
Thank you. This is the second tree that we're dedicating today, and this tree is for Don Sawyer. I smile when I say that, when I mention Don Sawyer's name. He was a mess. Don had 2 trips here. He came early as a real estate man. He owned his own company here, had a huge company here, and they were the leaders in the real estate business for this area and around Montgomery for a number of years. He left and went away, and I didn't know where he was. He came back, and he left his mark when he came back this time. I talked about a good mark or a bad mark. Don Sawyer left his mark on this city. You can go throughout this city and you can find a fish with lipstick on in practically every business. I've got him at my home, but he left his mark, and Don left a good mark on the city of Wetumpka. He helped make a difference. Now, could he wear you out? Yes, he could. He could, and he did that on a regular basis with me. But we always were able to work together and get through whatever situation it was. So today, after the program of revitalizing and redeveloping downtown Wetumpka, and you will see now there's very few, if any, empty buildings in downtown Wetumpka. Don was instrumental in helping us do this, along with HGTV, but the hometown folks that bought into the plan that we laid out, with the city council approving and developing a plan to move this city forward and redevelop this city into something it could be. Now, if Don had had his way with it, he would have gone on down this street with these yellow flowers. He would put them all over this town. And he shared that with me, and I said, Don, we got to stop somewhere. But he was a unique guy. He had a heart for Wetumpka. He loved Wetumpka. And we just want to say thank you to his family for what y'all mean to us, what Don meant to us. And we want to dedicate this tree. He saw this tree. He knows about this tree. And we want to dedicate this tree to Don Sawyer. So for now and forevermore, that tree will be known as Don Sawyer's tree. Okay? All right. All right. I'm also going to bio on Don Sawyer. Make sure you get one and you read this and you see what Don was all about. Okay? Great. I must have been there. It's good to be here today and have the opportunity to honor and recognize the McConnells, Chick and Sylvia. Sylvia was a teacher here in the school system in Wetumpka. Gracious lady. Sylvia did something, she did it correctly, no question about that. She did a good job raising Chick. But she touched a lot of lives. She made a difference in many lives. A few months ago, we had a lady that came here and she had written a book and she's had a lot of success with that book. And she came here and she was making a speech that night to a group of folks, and she talked about a person who touched her life and encouraged her and challenged her that she could go to college. She was a black lady, that she could go to college and she could do well. She went to college, Ohio University, got an education, got a master's, got a doctorate, and having a lot of success with her writings at this point in time. And that person was Sylvia McConnell, that encouraged her as to what she could do and what she could be. A wonderful lady. Chick.
Yeah.
Chick's one of the boys. When I came here 60 some odd years ago, Chick was one of the boys, and we all hooked up, and there was a huge group of us. And I heard a bunch of them's names read out by Ron, that trees had been planted in honor of them. But it was, we rode motorcycles together back when we knew there was a big hole in the ground over there, but nobody ever told us it was a crater. And we were ripping through there on our motorcycles on a regular basis, just chewing that place up. We went to JC's together. That was a group for organization for young men, right? And we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of things. Some of the posts around here that baskets hang on and flowers and all of this, we installed those things. We stood in the middle of the road and sold newspapers on a regular basis to raise money. But we had fun and we made a difference. Chick is a giver. He believes in giving back, and he has. He served on the Board of Education. He served on all kind of boards for the city. He served as a city councilman at one time. He's made a difference, a big difference in Wetumpka. His hometown that he never left except a short stint in the military, right?
Right.
But we love this guy. We were talking the other day that not many of us left. Not many of us left that was in that early group. But for us to have the opportunity to go ahead and honor Chick while he's still kicking, and he's still kicking, it's a pleasure to be able to do that. I've never done that in the 17 years I've been here as the mayor and honoring different people. We wait till they are gone and you wouldn't know anything about it. No, you ain't gone yet. But this is an honor for us to be able to honor Chick and Sylvia McConnell and what they have meant to Wetumpka, Alabama. We thank you, Chick.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Also, if you'll pick up one of these, this is Nicole Dodd. She's the one that put all of this together today. She heads up our special events. So you did a good job, and we appreciate it.
Thank you all for being here.
And isn't this a beautiful sight right here? Beautiful sight. You still working?
We're trying to get him back on the schedule.
He was a tour guide for a while.
Well, that's just about going to wind up the Arbor Day tree dedication ceremony in downtown Wetumpka, Alabama. What a great way to honor three outstanding families for their contributions to the city of Wetumpka. Richard Rogers, Don Sawyer, and Chick and Sylvia McConnell. Anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button as well. It really helps out the channel. Thank you so much for watching.